are our NutriMetrix consultants and health professionals in the room? Let me just hear from you. You know, I have to say, I loved seeing that so many of the testimonials during the shopping annuity segment this morning were also health professionals. What a powerful testimonial that is right there. So let's go ahead and we're going to talk about what is NutriMetrix. NutriMetrix is a division of Market America that provides a complete suite of products and services to our health professionals. What do I mean by that? Well, we all know that we have the best health and nutrition products in the world, correct? Doesn't it make sense that those products get into the hands of our health professionals? But at the same time, health professionals have to have other products and services in their practice. They need to buy medical supplies. They need credit card processing. Well, guess what? We can offer those services to them as well. So we can help health professionals not only improve their patient compliance by using our health and nutrition products, we can also save them money while generating ancillary revenue for them. There's no other company that does that. There's no other company that goes out and says to them, not only are we going to bring additional revenue options to your practice while improving patient outcomes and saving you money on everything else you buy. So I want you to understand, there's no competition for what we do. Health professionals need what we have. So how does this work? How do we get our products and our services and our savings and the shopping annuity into the hands of health professionals? Well, that's where you come in. You see, we need you to get trained as NutriMetrix consultants, and as your organization grows, as you're building your business, by default, health professionals are going to show up in your organization. You might have a motives consultant on your team that has the wife of a doctor in their chair one day. They want to become a motives consultant, and the next thing you know, they find out that their husband loves the health and nutrition products and wants to offer them to the patients. So it's not just about going out and cold calling on doctors. It's about knowing how to support the health professionals that appear as our organizations grow. So we need to know, what do we do with a health professional when one appears? Or what do you do if you happen to know a nurse? What do you do if you happen to know a massage therapist, a chiropractor, a physical therapist? How do you introduce them to the products and services and business systems that we have? Well, we teach this in the NutriMetrix consultant training. We teach you how to go out and do something called a discovery meeting, where we sit down with the practitioner and we talk to them for 15, 20 minutes. We find out what their goals are, what their dreams are. We find out, as Lauren talked about, the importance of their why. Health professionals are people too. They have dreams, they have goals, they have aspirations. They want to be able to retire someday. They want to be able to spend time with their family. So when we sit down and do the discovery meeting, not only are we finding out about their patients, not only are we finding out about the needs of their practice, we want to know what their personal dreams and aspirations are. Then we put together a business proposal for them. And as we put together that business proposal, we're going to make recommendations for specific products or services. We're going to talk to them about the types of tools that we have to help them save money. But this requires specialized training. So we have several NutriMetrix consultant trainings throughout the year, and they're conducted by myself, some of our clinical faculty members, and our National Sales Manager, Sarah Tegender. Please help me welcome Sarah Tegender, our National Sales Manager, to the stage. I want you to understand that Sarah has a background in pharmaceutical sales and corporate sales. She's been working with us for NutriMetrix at the corporate level for about 2 years, but you've been an NC pretty much since you started your business.
I have since 2006.
And she's also grown up in a household where her father is a physician. So she understands the struggles that health professionals have gone through from living it on the inside, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you want to talk to them a little bit about, in the NC training, what we teach about how to approach health professionals and what type of persistence it takes.
Yeah, it takes a lot of persistence. And I like to think of NutriMetrix as the professional division of Market America, where we're going to come to you with the sales training that you need to be successful in whatever you're doing, whether we're talking about, like we are today, healthcare providers, but even beyond that, in any retail system, whether it's motives or web centers, or now, the shopping annuity, which you should be talking about to everyone. Did you guys know, I was looking up some sales stats, that 50% of people don't follow up after the first contact. Yeah. That 10% of people don't follow up after talking to people for 3 times. But what's interesting, and Dennis, you probably can agree with me, that 80% of sales are made from the 5th to the 12th contact. But what are you doing the next time you go in? So I had an NC that said to me, Sarah, I did a discovery meeting. I then went in and did a proposal. We're planning on doing an implementation meeting, but I'm having a hard time scheduling that. Does anyone here ever have a hard time booking another appointment with someone? And you're like, what do I do?
Right.
And that's what we teach you at consultant training. And you know what my solution always is? Is just call. Make the phone call. Pick up the phone. I know it's the heaviest thing sometimes, but you need to make that contact. And when you have that big why, which we always start with the why, and we'll show you that at NutriMetrix consultant training.
Exactly.
When you have that why, and my little why is in the audience today, my little guy, and my daughter is at home, but when you have that why and you internalize it, the phone gets a lot lighter. And so we'll tell you what to go in with, what to say, and you'll learn that at NC training.
Yeah, the whole system is about building relationships, and you can't build relationships only in one meeting. I think one of the challenges that people face is sometimes when they get an appointment, they try to show everything by cramming it into one meeting. And they don't leave enough room for people to think when they get home and ask questions, and they don't follow up and say, okay, how can we build the relationship? How can we get to the next level? How can we establish trust? How can we move from place to place, right? So the next thing we want to do in our segment is we want you to be able to hear from some health professionals themselves why they chose to partner with NutriMetrix and why the perfect time is right now, because really there's never been a better time to partner with NutriMetrix. So I'm going to bring up 2 doctors and we're going to hear from them, and then we'll hear from some NCs in a couple of minutes. But please help me welcome Dr. Daniel Tegender and Daniel Wachowski and Dr. John Rosa to the stage. So Dr. Wachowski, let's start with you. Dr. Wachowski is an OBGYN, and he has just been awarded as a fellow of the American College of Lifestyle Medicine, which you're one of the first to do that, which is pretty exceptional.
Yep.
We're so lucky to have you with us here, but can you tell us a little bit about your practice and why you chose NutriMetrix?
Sure. Well, 2 years after my father died, I found his wallet. This is his wallet. You can see there's his Harvard ID card because he worked at Harvard University. You can see that he has his MasterCard still in here.
You just lost American Express.
And his Tufts Health card. But most importantly, when I opened his wallet, Marty, I found this piece of paper. And on this piece of paper, there was a list of medications that my father was taking. That list is 17 medications long. That hit me right between the eyes. Lantus, Indor, Cardizem, Lopressor, Simvastatin, Clonidine, Lasix, Plavix, Allopurinol, Elavil, Combivent, Tylenol he used to take, vitamin D, Ecotrin, Questrin. 17 long. "15 years before my father died, he had quintuple bypass surgery. If anyone doesn't know what that is, that's when they take an electric saw, they cut your sternum open it up, so that they can harvest a vein from your leg and go by the blocked blood vessels in your heart. 2 years before my father died, he had his leg amputated just below the knee from complications of diabetes, because he was a diabetic. The interesting thing is, none of his doctors asked my father about his lifestyle, asked him about nutrition, asked him about what his goals were in 15 years, 20 years, when he had this done. And here I am. I'm the son of the doctor. I should know. I went to a great medical school, Tufts Medical School in Boston, Massachusetts, and in Tufts, we had one of the greatest, thank you, Boston. We had one of the greatest nutrition trainings. We had 21 hours of nutrition training in 4 years of medical school. And even through my residency, never talked about lifestyle. So with this, it was the perfect storm. My patients were asking me, why am I getting put on medications? My patients were gaining weight, and they were coming to me for answers, and I had nothing. to give them. So it hit my family, it was hitting my patients, and I had to go on a journey. I had to find something else that I signed up for, because this isn't what I signed up for. I really wanted to make a difference. I wanted to help people, but it didn't make a difference what I was trained. So I dragged my wife, Pamela, all over the country. We went to all kinds of conferences. I didn't know if it was integrative medicine. I didn't know if it was functional medicine, alternative medicine. I didn't know what it was. But then I found lifestyle medicine in the American College of Lifestyle Medicine. And lifestyle medicine is where we use evidence-based lifestyle interventions so that we can prevent and even reverse or treat lifestyle problems. Chronic diseases that are killing over 85% of all Americans. Cardiovascular disease, diabetes, cancer, and obesity. Those four kill 85% of everybody in this country. Then a friend of mine sent a NutriMetrix consultant to my office, Kathy Kaufman. I don't know if she's still here today, but Kathy Kaufman, a well-trained NutriMetrix consultant, came to my office. But I didn't have time for her. I'm a busy obstetrician gynecologist. So I canceled, and she came back. And I canceled, and she came back. It was 4 appointments that I canceled on her, and she kept coming back. Her persistence was phenomenal. So I gave her the time, and I started to listen to her. And she started talking about custom wellness solutions and residual income. And my wife and I were like, yeah, I would love to have some residual income. It's something we're thinking about anyway. And so Kathy said, if you come along with our program, I can teach you these things. So I had 3 questions for her. I said, will you be able to train me on the ingredients? Because that was important to me as a doctor. I had to know what I was giving my patients. I couldn't just give them anything. I had to know. It was my responsibility. I asked her, too, can I try them? And sure enough, she had something in her bag that she was able to give me, and I tried them, and I liked them. I thought they tasted great. And then I said to her, well, Kathy, is this one of those companies where you got to go to a lot of meetings, and then you got to go to these big, huge conventions with a lot of rah-rah? And Kathy said to me, like every good trained NutriMetrix consultant, she answered the question with a question. She said, do you like rah-rah? And I said, hell yeah, I love rah-rah. So you never know. You never know. Keep an open mind when you walk into the office, because you can't prejudge that doctor. He might be busy, but keep going after him, because you, just like JR says, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And that's what I would do. And then as I went to some of the trainings, and I can tell you I went to 7 trainings for NutriMetrix to learn about their products and learn about their ingredients, I really found this company fit very well into what lifestyle medicine is all about helping prevent and even help conditions that everybody in this country is dying from, like my father, and like a lot of patients of mine. So I don't think there's a better time right now with the push, with the wave of lifestyle medicine now sweeping across the country. Yes, it started in California and Portland, Oregon, but it's also coming east to Boston. And I see it every single day. More and more doctors are more interested now in helping prevent these chronic diseases, because we're starting to understand that's where medicine is. That's where we should be treating patients.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, Dr. Rosa is a chiropractor with a very busy practice, 14 clinics, very, very busy practice. You mentioned to me that something happened to you this weekend. A project that you're working on called you away from the convention for a little bit. And when you shared the story with me, I just thought we had to share it with everybody. Can you tell them kind of what happened when you got here on Wednesday and what you did Thursday morning and why you're here now?
Yeah. Everyone realizes that we're in the middle of the opioid crisis right now. You can't turn on a television without seeing it. How many people in here know somebody, family, coworker, or friend that's affected by the opioid crisis? Well, the day before Wednesday, they declared it an official, not state of emergency, but a national emergency. The Trump administration said, that's it, it's too big of a crisis, we're going to throw ourselves at it. Well, I'm on the task force in Washington, and I get the call because I've been dealing with the opioid crisis for over a year now. Out of the 14 clinics, 4 of them are in a medical practice, deliberately trying to change into integrative medicine, whether it's physical therapy, chiropractic, acupuncture, yoga therapy, mindfulness, you name it. And we've already done a few white papers and the rest. But in the clinics, I have all these products, so I've been able to use that and to integrate it into the system. But they asked me to come and speak on Friday morning. So when you get that call, and you're already on your way here, I came Wednesday with my brother, and Thursday night, I did Wednesday evening, was here for the introduction, got Thursday done. Thursday night, I got on a plane, went to Washington, D.C., did my lecture, took about 2 to 3 hours, got right back on a plane because I believe in you too. Now, I don't know if it's like commitment or I should be committed because that was an insane trip. And then staying up at 3 in the morning with the rest of you guys almost every night. I said to Marty, we were backstage, I said, we need to come up with nutraMetrix nap. It's like, and I don't know how you guys do it because you were there later than I was last night. So there's a couple of issues right now with this crisis. You have an initial stage problem where people are going in to a doctor's office for a sprained ankle. They're getting 30 days of Vicodin, Percocet, whatever that may be, and they don't get off of it. It's not a good option. 20% of the population are drug addicts, and they'll sniff glue or find a pill. That's not who we're talking about. 20% is what the drugs were made for. Cancer patients, crush injuries, multiple surgeries, people who actually need it, because they do help when needed. 60%, the chunk that's in between, are people who are getting placed on these medications that never should have been placed on them. And they're dying. So 80% of the deaths are related to somebody who received a prescription for this medication. 80% of those deaths. We skyrocketed from 1991 when the Follow the Money Trail, the drug company, said it's the next vital sign. If you take blood pressure in an office for your patient and you don't have those little smiley faces or frowny faces and get a pain scale done, you're not doing your job. So from 1991 on, we had an enormous spike of usage of these opioid products because you would go in for an ear infection and they'd say, well, you have any pain? Well, yeah, my back's killing me. I woke up tight this morning. Here, take this medication. 124 people die every single day. We've lost more people this year than in all of Vietnam War. So in the clinic that I'm in, 4 of mine are in medical practices. In all my clinics, I'm using these products to give, we all know, I don't have to go through protocols of what kind of, we have anti-inflammatory, we have stuff that helps with pain, we have the D, we have the omega-3s, and we could talk all day about protocols. We have them. So if they get hurt, I want that soccer player who twisted his ankle to get ibuprofen for inflammation and come to me so I can start treating them and get them on some product. That's problem 1. Problem 2 is now you have these people who are addicted, not by their own fault, and they need to get off of the medication, and doctors are getting handcuffed. I mean, we had this conversation while we were sitting down. Everybody's getting handcuffed because now they're saying you can't write anything. Well, what about these people that have been taking it for 7 years and have no? It's personal for me. It's personal for everybody. My sister-in-law, my brother Peter, who's here, and all three brothers from Sicily. We should open a pizzeria. We're all involved in the business. But she had, a life-threatening accident, crush injury, and she was put on the meds and addicted. And it took my brother a long time to get that process done. And the minute he started putting her on those products, she was like, I don't have to take half of these meds anymore. Now, if that's not personal, that's a big deal. And that's when I started, because that was about a year and a half ago. So in my head, I'm like, I didn't even think of putting this 2 and 2 together.
Right.
And there's an interesting process with that second pill. I don't want to just eye me to say if I'm talking too much, because I get verbal diarrhea. The secondary piece to this on the addicted piece, you can't say you're going to walk in and knock on a doctor's door and say, take them off the drugs, I have a replacement. That's insanity. You're not going to get anywhere with that. But you tell them that you have a tool that you could give them. They are dying right now. They're asking every single day, you're telling me not to write the prescription. What am I supposed to do with the patient when they're in my office?
Right.
Well, integrative medicine is an alternative, and part of that is the nutritional piece. When I put it through, I do doses in small amounts. Sugar, Cornell University did a study, cocaine, sugar. The dopamine response from sugar was higher than that of cocaine. That's why we're all walking around with nice bellies, because we're addicted to sugar, we don't even know it. But let's flip it around with what we have. Our stuff is, you have to take it. It's something you physically have to take. So a lot of mental illness comes in here where people don't even have pain anymore, but they're so used to taking something that they think they got to take it. So with the people that are on the drugs for a very long time and they're being weaned off, I give them something every 2 hours. Every 2 hours you need to take this. And bromelain, we have the OPC, we have products that we could mix and match. But that little sugar, and it's not a lot of sugar, but that little bit is a softening. It's just a little padding on that problem.
Right.
And I've seen results. I've seen it. Now, I'm going to go full circle with why I'm having this conversation. Why? You see, I'm passionate about it. It makes me crazy. I'm on a task force for a reason. Now, I want everybody who if you're an NC or a practitioner or not an NC, you better be one. Don't be afraid to knock on the door and talk about this new little tool that you have. It's not a replacement for drugs, it's an assistance to get better. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. So now you've heard from 2 doctors why the timing is perfect, whether it's the emergence of lifestyle medicine or the fact that traditional things that practitioners used to prescribe, they don't have access to anymore, and they're looking for options. We can provide those options. But Sarah, you know that when we're at NutriMetrix training, we also talk that in addition to the patient outcomes, practitioners are struggling financially and they're looking for financial solutions as well, right?
An increased wallet may be a side effect of what we have to do.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go through this very quickly. We talk at the NC training about the fact if you can put a practitioner's patient base, even if it's only 10%, let's say you're talking to a practice that has 5,000 patients, and just putting them on the daily essentials packets. Over the course of maybe a year, they get 500 patients that are purchasing that every single month. They can generate about $11,000 in retail profit just on daily essentials packets. Now, we all know when you start on daily essentials and you feel better, you want to take more, right? How many of you want to take everything that we offer? Right, so maybe we put them on a custom cocktail, and now that retail profit goes up to $14,000 a month. That's before we talk about BV or commissions. Now, how many of you would like to have some health professionals on your team that have 500 patients that are purchasing from them every month, which would generate just on the daily essentials packets, 17,500 BV? Could you benefit from 17,500 BV coming through your organization? Excellent. So what I want to do is I want to bring up a few NCs to talk about how incorporating NutriMetrix, just briefly, they're going to talk very briefly to you how it impacted their business. Please help me welcome Sharon Lawrence, Yardley Wang, Sharon Truax, and Dina Kloss to the stage. So Sharon, you've been with NutriMetrix since the beginning, right? Sharon is an RD, she's a dietitian, and she's an RDN and LDN, been with us as a health professional, as an NC. We just did a training in the Buffalo area this year. Your team had over 100 people at that training.
That's correct.
Can you talk a little bit about what that's done for your business?
Well, although I build in all the different divisions, because I am a nutritionist, a health professional, NutriMetrix is near and dear to my heart, and I build with trainings. My focus is always get my people trained. So as you saw from the NC and HP trainings, I tell my professionals, you were trained to be the elite professional you are. You didn't come out of a box that way. You cannot walk into a doctor's practice and inspire confidence, carry a practitioner to the next place they need to be if you're not trained. As a health practitioner, you won't be confident to use these products, fall in love with them, like I have and my practitioners have, unless you go to an implementation training or get continual medical education at these C&E trainings. And then the NutriMetrix convention is coming. So all of my practitioners will be there. I want all of you to feel confident, even if you don't specialize in NutriMetrix, to get practitioners to the NutriMetrix convention. Speak with people on your team to learn how to do that.
Thank you so much. Shannon, relatively new to NutriMetrix. You just went to your first NC training not that long ago. As a nurse yourself, tell us a little bit about what the NC training did for your business and what you did when you got home.
Well, it was very exciting for me to even discover or be shown NutriMetrix by Jane. And for me, what it did is, I have been a nurse for over 12 years, and I was frustrated with the system that I was working in because it's broken. And it's not helping people the way I wanted to help people. And so I was frustrated as that. And then a couple of years ago, I had to be a patient, and I was on the other side of the bedside. And that's how I really realized the system was broken. And so when I was presented with NutriMetrix, I was like, yes, this is incredible. This is awesome. This is a way to be the forerunners on what really needs to be happening in healthcare. And I'm so excited to be a part of it. And so when I went to the first training, Sarah had a challenge for making a names list. And so I just started writing names down of anybody that I knew that I was like, they need this. Everybody needs this business. And so I won the challenge and got VIP seats and was able to sit down here. And so I said, okay, I've got to get somebody to come with me. I've got 2 tickets, one for me and one for the next person that's going to join this business. And since I want to build with doctors and nurses and change the healthcare system in a positive way, I brought another nurse who is now Katie Witt, which you guys may be seeing as well because she's killing it with NutriMetrix as well. So Sarah ran the challenge again, and Katie won the 2 VIP tickets, and so she brought her mother to this convention. And so we are really doing incredible things.
Perfect duplication.
And I'm telling you guys, now is the time more than ever to go to doctors and to talk to the people in the healthcare professional field because we are tired and we want to help people, and this is the way to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Dina. Oh, well, we'll go with Yardley first. Okay, Yardley. Yardley. No, we're good. Yardley, you don't really specialize in NutriMetrix, but you recently attended an NC training, and I know you kept coming back to the room and sharing your ideas with me at the training, and I'd love for you to share your feedback on the training with the audience. If you could please share that with them.
Thank you, Brandi, for this opportunity. Listen, I don't have a lot of time. I'm going to speak fast, so please listen fast. So it's just to make sure that you get it. When I say get it, I need you to say got it, right? So let's test real quick. Get it? Good. All right, so here's the situation. I have a question for you. Raise your hand if you're specializing in NutriMetrix. Okay, a few of you. Second question, did you ever feel like talking to a doctor or a licensed health professional, you might have more of a challenge because I had the attitude that they're arrogant and they're a hard, difficult class? But how cool would it be, raise your hand, it would be really cool if you had the skill set to learn to talk to them and apply it to your business for those difficult people. The NutriMetrix program, because I haven't attended for 4 years with Brandi, her class and that training is second to none. Their faculty is second to none. The information that you learn is complete. You get a basic 5, and more importantly, you get personal growth. And I know, and it's an amazing training. Some of you are turning around and going, you know what, I don't specialize in it. I know, I'll send somebody to go and I'll get the information. And wrong. JR, isn't it true? That's like going to one of these events or NutriMetrix and they're teaching you brain surgery and for you to come back and think that you're going to teach them how to do the brain surgery. Got it? And you might be that person that has the objection that turns around and goes, hey, listen, it costs too much. Compared to what? My wife and I spent 300 grand with Tony Robbins for a year to learn how to be a better person when you only have to spend a couple $100 in NutriMetrix or World Conference or any other training to learn how to build this business. You guys get that? Get it?
Got it.
Get it?
Got it.
Good. You still might be saying it costs too much. Really? Like, really? Like, tell me about it. It's like, this is really important. If you have that belief that you can't do this business and you can't do NutriMetrix, this is really important. There's a 3-letter word in the middle of belief. That's L-I-E. A belief is something you can't prove. It's the lies you tell yourself.
Yeah.
That's what a belief is. Got it? Get it?
Got it.
Good. All right, anyway, I'm just going to leave you with the fact that get to the NutriMetrix training. Their training is hands down. It's an unbelievable event that you don't want to miss, okay? Because if you think your business partners, what better place to go than be able to support, right? We'll see you guys there. Thank you.
Thank you. And then last but certainly not least, Dina, you are a motives consultant who came to the NC training, and you've been tearing it up since you got home. Just give them in a minute or less what it has done for your business.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. My name is Dina Kloss. I'm from Illinois. I am a stay-at-home mom of 7, and I also am a freelance makeup artist. I joined with Market America through Motives Cosmetics. I really loved the products and thought it would be a great addition to my makeup artistry business. Thank you, Lauren. Their products are amazing. And so I've been in the business since last March, and I didn't realize it until I got there, but there's also a professional side of me that I didn't get to really tap into until I got to meet these amazing women and go to the NutriMetrix training. I was hesitant because of that $400. Like I said, I have 7 kids, and that's a lot of expenses in life. And Don Martin is my senior partner, and he's like, do it. And I was like, all right, let's do it. You know, $400 comes and goes in like that. And so it has been one of the greatest investments for my family. And I just really thought that it was a market that exists. You can easily tap into it. It wasn't something I had to sit and wait to come to me. It was a resource that I can go out and do myself. And so I've been really enjoying tapping into that professionalism, I don't know, whatever. Going out and finding that market. And I wanted to say, thank you so much to Lauren and JR, and I really hope that God would just continue to use you to change lives and bring glory to Him. And one more thing, I was going to say something about the whole, sorry, this is mom brain. So NutriMetrix training really quick. Yes, it's absolutely amazing. It gives you all the tools you need to get out there and go. But the one thing I would say is when you go, don't just go home and sit on it. Go out and do. Just like this weekend. Don't go home and just sit on it. Do it. Go out and do it. And so thank you guys so much. It's been amazing working with you, and thank you for your support through getting in. I just got certified in June, so
Awesome.
Just new, very new for me.
Thank you. So you can learn more about NutriMetrix. Visit the booth before you leave. Go to nutrimetrix.com, and we look forward to seeing you at an upcoming NutriMetrix training. Thank you.